everybody, and this is another edition of The Leap. And today I'm talking about a much different subject in regards to, health and fitness and food addiction. I'm kind of straying away for a little bit, not trying to be so mum and glum as I kind of have been lately. I mean, let's face it, it's food addiction is kind of a problem we don't talk about, and just like any addictive process, it consumes us. So one thing I've been kind of looking at lately, and I've been seeing a lot of it on my Facebook feed, in terms of my Facebook friends, is a lot of people are posting their cheat meals, and so that's kind of the subject I want to talk about today in regards to food addiction and health and fitness. And is a cheat meal good for you? Now, first of all, I'm going to say this right off the top. I actually support the idea of a cheat meal because there's a lot of scientific evidence that proves that cheat meals can be good for you. Now, the great thing about a cheat meal is not necessarily that it relieves the stress in your life, because let's face it, one of the main reasons why we get into health and fitness is because our bad eating habits have kind of mutated our bodies into a much larger frame that we're just not happy with. So we start doing things to kind of get rid of the fat, get rid of the weight, and so we start eating differently, we start exercising more. And so the stress of that lifestyle, that lifestyle change can kind of get to you, and sometimes it explodes in bad ways and you fall back easily, or sometimes you use a cheat meal to help relieve that stress. Now, like I said before, I support a cheat meal in regards to stress relief because being a vegan, you obviously have to eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of good carbs, and every now and then I want to go get some Gardein. I want to get a pizza or something like that, a vegan pizza. So I could totally understand with that mindset. But also there's a very scientific reason why you need a good cheat meal. First of all, if you are on a calorie restricted diet, having that one scheduled meal really helps out with the caloric breakdown within your body. Because first of all, if you have one giant meal and then the next 3-4 days you have restricted calories, that one giant meal can help sustain you a little better until your next cheat meal. So if you do a cheat meal properly, it can be a great thing for your weight loss program. Now here's the trick of a good cheat meal. I mean, when you're on a very restricted diet, it's best that you just don't completely veer off that diet and go off the deep end. Like, say, if you're a non-vegan like most of the people in this world, as opposed to me, you decide to go eat 3 triple cheeseburgers or something like that with extra bacon and the greasiest tater tots you can possibly find. That's not a good cheat meal. That's just not a good meal, period. I mean, when somebody offers a cheat meal, it should be something rather sensible, something kind of similar to what you're eating, maybe a couple extra different items that'll help you, think that you're eating differently. But the best way to utilize a cheat meal is something that's kind of similar to what you're doing. Now, the challenge for me, of course, being a food addict, is once I have one cheat meal, it might turn into a cheat day, and so that's really kind of the struggle for me. Recently, my cousin had a birthday at a pizza parlor, of course, and it's not a very vegan-friendly pizza parlor. We had to kind of give the people some strict instructions on what to do. And I was kind of telling myself, I'm not going to eat the pizza. I'm not going to eat the whole pizza. Well, hour and a half later, I eat the whole damn pizza. I ate a whole bunch of the pita chips my aunt had brought for the party, and I will admit I felt kind of bad for eating that much because it sort of veered off my caloric intake, and I'm trying to lose some weight right now, so I mean that obviously set me back a little bit. But on the other hand, I did feel really good. I mean, I did feel a little stress relief in the interim. I'm going to also level with you today. Recently, my car's been out of commission, and I finally got it back a couple days ago. So, one thing when you don't have a car is you kind of limit yourself about where you can go, what you can do. And for me, I live in kind of a food desert part of my city where it's just really non-vegan stuff. really unhealthy food. So in a lot of ways, I was really able to kind of maintain a good vegan diet. But I gotta tell you, it was very stressful because for some strange reason, all I could think about was eating some bad food or some bad vegan food. So literally what happened to me yesterday, I got my car back a couple days before. I was fairly close by. I was helping out a friend put in a light at his house. I took a road trip to Whole Foods, and lucky for me, they had some potato samosas, and I ate 6 of them. I'm not gonna lie about it. They're not very good for you, but they're vegan friendly. I ate 6 of them. And today I'm feeling, granted I feel a little sluggish today because it was obviously just way too much food. But on the other hand, like I said, I'm feeling good. So therein lies the problem for me. Is that just the food addiction speaking, or is that the fact that my body is now relieved of stress and I'm feeling good because now my fitness can move forward? And I think that's really kind of the trick for people who are addicted to food and use food to cover up their feelings and, you know, hide their insecurities, is when you utilized food for so long to make yourself feel better. I mean, how dangerous does this concept of a cheat meal seem? Now, I always recommend you just try to stay as healthy as possible, but let's face it, one thing that's really changed with me, or as Mr. Trump would say, evolve within your mindset, is that you got to make some changes. I mean, when I first started on my vegan diet, I was very anti-oil. Now I occasionally put oil on something every now and then, simply to help raise my fat stores a little bit. I was very much against replacement meats, replacement cheeses, and now every now and then I'll take advantage of the field roast, I'll take advantage of the celebration roast or something like that, or I'll get some Gardein meatballs, because now, strangely enough, the grocery stores near my house, which, you know, I live in a much poorer side of town than most people, they're actually starting to carry some of these vegan alternatives. And so this past year, I've kind of been going to the supposed dark side of the whole cheat meal spectrum, and actually been kind of you know, giving in to some of my desires about food. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of helped. And there's been some bad days, I'll admit. There's been some days where I turn a cheat meal into a cheat day, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be. So I just want to say to my fellow food addicts out there who are recovering or maybe still struggling with it, you know, a cheat meal isn't necessarily bad. It's just something you have to deal with and structure and plan for. And for me, that's something I got to start doing, because my urges just kind of hit me whenever. So I think this upcoming week, one thing, now that I'm going to restart my my scheduled workout regimen, because it's getting summer and you have to start thinking more about the heat now. I'm probably going to start constituting a set day and a set time for my cheat meal. So I think it can be a dangerous slope for someone with food addiction. But I think as I've changed over the past couple years, I believe that we actually need this, because it is very stressful to see everybody be able to eat whatever they want to eat. And it gets to you sometimes. And sometimes you just have to say, well, maybe I do deserve that one meal. And it's not whether you deserve it or not, or whether you've been doing really well. It's maybe just something to help you out along the path and help you realize, you know, it's not too bad to do this. It's not the end of the world. I just need to work out a little harder the next couple days. And I think that relief of stress is really the key to maintaining a fitness regimen, because if you're always stressed out, you're going to start hating things. And when you're stressed out, I mean, science has kind of proven that when you have stress, it's harder to lose weight, because then your body starts creating chemicals that allow you to hold on to fat much longer. So if you're always stressed out, you're not going to lose that fat, which is what you're trying to do. So in summation, you know, cheat meals are good. Just don't turn it into a cheat day. Don't do what I used to do. I mean, I gained 30 pounds back in a year because I started having cheat days every other day. So just be mindful and don't feel bad about it. I mean, it's a journey. Weight loss is a journey. So I just want to tell you that. So hopefully you get something out of this video. I'll probably be talking more about cheat meals in the future because obviously eating is a very big part of food addiction. So hopefully we can talk more about it someday. Either way, I hope you all have a good day. Subscribe to my channel, like the video if you like it, and take it easy. Thanks for listening to The Leap.